Okay, this is Pit of a Thousand Wonders brought to you by Walkaway Studios. And I'm Nathan Hayes, and I'm joined by Daniel and Lucas. I don't know their last names, so...
most people don't know our last names.
Well, they know mine now, so that's a mistake.
It's kind of try and keep it confidential.
Yeah.
Mine starts with an S. Every episode I'll add a letter.
Hey, that's pretty good. If people can guess your name, we'll give them an amiibo. So, as anyone...
Wait.
Oh, yeah?
It's Singer, right?
Don't.
I was gonna guess it!
Do I get an amiibo?
Yes!
I'll kill you, Daniel.
One second, I'll be right back.
Are you kidding me? Oh my god, man. You're so dumb.
I think this is going rather smoothly.
Me too.
We are quite the combination.
Oh my god, like if no one's gonna tune in for the professionalism, or the journalism, or the integrity, they're gonna tune in because we're amazing.
If they somehow get past the first 5 minutes, then they're in for
We
a
haven't
real
even
treat.
gone past a minute and 30 seconds. I don't think.
If they somehow get past the 5 minutes, they're in for a whole bunch of professionalism, but
No, they're not. Don't
they're
lie.
not going to get past.
Don't believe our lies. Daniel, where are you?
I'm here.
Okay, good. So we're gonna get this
Some would
started.
argue that the first 5 minutes is our best work.
No.
No.
No. Okay, so as anyone who can actually read would notice, the title of today's episode is "Why the hell are there so many peaches?" Which sounds a little strange because fruits are kind of everywhere. But we're not quite talking about the edible peach. We're talking about amiibos, and I don't know. I don't even know if I spelled that correctly in the description. Is it Amiibo?
Yeah, you're good.
Oh, okay, cool,
Oh.
good. That's awesome. So the whole problem. No, that's not how I want to start. I want to start with this. I personally believe Nintendo knows what they're doing, and they're being silent on purpose.
Ooh, it's really, really hard, because at one point, like from a business standards, like in terms of making money, it could be considered smart, but in my eyes, at the same time, it's anti-consumer.
Okay. Yes, it is, but it might be anti-consumer, like Apple is anti-consumer.
Well,
Everything is marked up, everything is evil, and everything is...
Well, Apple deserves death. Like, they're not that bad, but, like...
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they've almost gone too far.
Almost. But this wouldn't be a stretch either. Yeah, Dan?
You say Apple's gone too far?
No, that's what Lucas is saying.
Oh, well.
I don't think so.
No?
No.
They haven't gone far enough?
They can go much farther.
Yeah, they really could. Honestly, you're right. They could. And I honestly think Nintendo could, too.
Well, yeah, true.
Because, you might be right. It might be screwing the consumer. But right now, Nintendo is looking at... that one article you sent me said they were looking at their worst sales in, years. I think,
they were
5 years? Was it 5 years?
Yeah.
5-year low? Let me check. I think it was the second one. The thing is, they're trying to get back in the game, and that's a funny way to say it. But they are. They're trying to make sure they're making money so they stick around. I mean, as a capitalist, I can definitely see the advantages of stoking the flames of fear so that your product becomes more valuable without increasing its quality. More valuable,
more talked about.
Oh yeah, all of that,
getting
it's kind of like the Wii Fit trainer. Who really actually wanted a Wii Fit trainer until everyone realized, oh, they probably won't make these again because nobody wants them. Then everybody wants them.
Then everyone wants them. Like, yeah, that's a good example. Like, that's a clear indication of it was just the addiction factor.
Well, I think, well, this is what I think. Okay, they can limit all they want. Like, okay, send out a few limits. But when people are buying them up like that, you need to put more out.
No,
Like,
I agree. That's part of the reason. I don't necessarily just mean they went too far in, like, the anti-consumer department. I think they went too far with their practice. Like,
yeah.
clearly it's a good strategy, but I think they're missing out on an unbelievable amount of money, especially right now. Like, maybe in the start, maybe not, but now when they're selling out in minutes, not days, not hours, minutes, I think they're clearly missing out on a huge market.
Yeah, it's like, really, you're only going to put out 5 for each store? It's like, are you serious? Is this
Yeah, right? That is so small.
It's
But
like,
yeah, they got millions of peaches.
it's like if they were to put out like 20 more, they would be making more still.
They would be making more, and it would still not, like, meet the threshold of, like, it not being so desirable anymore either.
Yeah.
And they would make 4 times as much money.
So are you suggesting it's probably both? That on one side they're trying to stoke the flames of the market so that it becomes more valuable without increasing the quality of the figures, and they don't know how or can't fix the supply side of this thing?
Yeah, that's a hard question. Now, the quality, I think, is amazing with the figures, but, like...
Right. No. I'm not saying they're terrible quality.
No, but I don't
I'm
think...
saying
I
that,
don't
like,
think
once they make the figures, they can't make the quality better without massive modifications, and that's not what they're doing. Clearly.
I don't think they're going to change the quality, really, at all.
Right. And so if you're not going to do that and increase its value, you have to increase its value by other means. If you want to.
I think what they don't understand is that the value is way higher than they realize. Like, they don't need to do 5 per store to make it, like, this big, especially nowadays. Like, they could do 24 per store and it would still be this big.
Do you think they actually do not understand?
Yeah, that's my main question. Like, I'm pretty confident in what I think about what's going on, but the reasons behind it, it's hard. Are they just clueless? Does it just take a long time to fix your initial, like, plans for, like, shipping and production?
Well,
it's really hard, yeah.
Well, to be fair, Japanese people do like to watch people eat, and that's like a fetish for them, apparently.
No, oh my god.
What? Why are we bringing this up?
People do like webcams of themselves eating, and like people
yeah, I've never understood that trend. I really don't
get
get
off to that. And it's mostly made up of like Asians that love it.
It's not porn, Dan. That's just that's just like that's like their unboxing videos. America made unboxing videos.
For Asians, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes.
I don't believe you.
True. It's like porn for them.
Okay. So suppose Nintendo actually is full of people that don't understand the market is here, because there clearly is. Like, does anyone disagree?
No, clearly is, and like way bigger than selling out in minutes for not just getting the product. Pre-order sell out in minutes.
Well, we even see that
unheard of.
You can even look back and see the same thing with Xenoblade.
Okay. So there's
yeah, that was the same problem, but it
you
wasn't
two
really as big. Like Xenoblade lasted like almost a good month before it had the same problem. These are minutes.
Yeah.
So you both of you would not say I'm far off the reservation by making the claim. There is definitely a fantastic market here for amiibos.
No.
Like crazy huge.
Okay.
And it could be artificial. It could be built upon the fact that it was just limited supply. But nowadays the market is so huge where it doesn't matter if it's artificial or not. They're addicted and they want more, but they're not getting them.
Mm-hmm. So with that in mind,
it's kind of like marijuana.
Oh my god. Like, yeah, keep going.
You might want to have to explain that one.
Or maybe cocaine. Okay.
Yeah, I guess so, because, like, if you get into it, you can't stop.
It's an addiction.
You know what? You know what? It's an addiction on you for your kind, Lucas. Your kind is to blame here because you guys need everything. You know, it's like
They all are so pretty, though.
Oh, they're so pretty. You don't even have to like them. You'll collect it all because it's all about the collection, isn't it? Yes,
Okay, that's where I differ. Some people it is, and then I don't like the people who don't even open them and just want them for collection. That's a little far in my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
When there's such a demand and people just want to play with them. Like, if there's plenty, then do what you want with them, but that's a little far. But, like, people who legit love every single character and want them all, that's a little different. Still maybe too far, but...
So are you saying the collectors need to be shot? That was a serious question.
No, I'm a collector myself. I don't want to die.
Yes, they need to be shot.
I mean, it could just be a kneecap.
Oh, God.
For the scalpers.
Change your answer.
So for the scalpers, they need to be actually like scalped, like the Indians used to.
Oh yeah, scalpers.
Wait, is that the name? Scalpers? What are scalpers?
They're people who buy, like, they sit on their computers like all day. Once something goes online, they buy like 20, and then don't even keep any of them. They just use it for profit.
They sell it back.
And so nobody can get them.
Because scalpers are evil, dirty grapes.
Wait, don't scalpers sell them again?
Those people need to be tortured.
Yeah, but that's all they do. They don't even want them. They just buy them, and it's like a job to them. But
oh yeah, no, like I can definitely see that being a profession.
Those people can be.
But like it's a. I feel like with the amiibos, it's a bigger problem than usual because.
Well, sure, because there's so few.
Yeah, right. It's like not okay. Like every amiibo is gonna become an eBay exclusive.
Oh yeah. I mean, when you're talking about, it's almost like the Super Bowl tickets. Same thing, except less Super Bowl tickets. No, really. Like every wave has been less than a Super Bowl ticket like season.
Yeah,
right?
No, but like the rate is crazy. Like if you had a chart of how much has increased, it's crazy. All right, so let me put you in perspective here.
Go for it.
Wave 1. Pre-orders were out for like months. Pre-orders didn't really sell out, and then you could buy all of them. Like the rare ones sold out pretty quickly, but if you had a pre-order, you were good, and you could still get them if you were there like day 1.
Mm-hmm.
Second wave, good half of like the wave you couldn't get it all if you were there day 1. You had to pre-order. And if you missed the pre-order deadline, you were almost screwed. And the pre-order deadline only lasted about 2 weeks or so.
Right.
Wave 3, pre-orders lasted like a few days, and that was the only way to get almost any of them, besides like the very, very common ones.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're at Wave 4, and they're selling out in literally under 10 minutes.
That's
a huge jump. Huge jump, going from days to like minutes.
I mean, okay. How much of this might actually just be our fault?
None of it.
I mean, because like Lucas, you were talking earlier about how, like, some of it is actually pretty much only about the collection, and you mentioned earlier you wanted to talk about like the addictive nature of that.
Yeah, there's so much that goes into it, the addiction factor.
Yeah, go explain that, because I mean I can only understand that to a small extent. There's only two things in this world there's three things in this world I'll collect, and one of those is hats, fancy hats, silly hats, ridiculous hats, military hats,
Mario hats.
No, not those. But there's so many hats. I understand I won't own them all, which is I guess it's liberating. I guess I don't need to worry about that. The other two things I'll collect are patches, and again, same thing. There's so many patches. I can make my own patches. The only thing I collect that honestly that comes even close to this issue is anything Ace Combat related. But that's only talking about 17 games
Yeah.
3 consoles, no, 4 consoles, 1 handheld, and a book, story set, and artwork book that I'll probably never find ever because it was ridiculously rare,
With that attitude.
and nobody would sell. It would never sell it. I wouldn't sell it. So I don't have to worry about that necessarily. So
Yeah.
from my perspective, it's hard for me to understand exactly what the problem is. So
Yeah, that's fair.
go for it.
So I mean, there are several parts, and I'll try to do a good job of connecting them and make sure I remember all of them.
Mm-hmm.
One of the idea is that there's a set amount of amiibos there's going to be. Like, they're going off the Smash Bros. Line, right? So
Right.
people know there's going to be an end. It's not like the type of idea where they're just going to make more and more and more, so there's no point of trying to collect them all. It's not like
Exactly.
that. It's different. There's going to be a set amount. And that drives people. That wants people to be like, I want them all. Especially collectors. Like, obviously collectors went in with that mindset because they're collectors. They're built upon trying to get everything.
Right.
But amiibos are, for some reason, they like force people to have that mindset, even if they didn't already. There's so many people who went in being like, I just want my favorite character or the character I play most, and then all of a sudden they addicted and they wanted them all. Part of the reason is because obviously they're so rare and so valuable. Part of the reason is that there's a good chance that you may never get another chance to get them. So there's like this immediate factor. Like, they need it now and they need it quick, or else there's no hope. Like, so
Right.
it builds upon like the what's it called? Like, how they put like the candy at like the checkout station in stores. Like, it builds off the fact where they just need it right away. It's like builds off the temptation
Convenience.
factor.
Is it convenience you're looking for?
Well, that too, yeah.
Okay.
And like also like the packaging. Like, that sounds dumb, but like, I don't know, the packaging looks extremely appealing to almost everyone. Like, everyone I know, like, almost over half of the collectors keep a ton of their figures in the boxes. Just
Yeah.
because they think it looks so pretty and they want to keep it sealed. They don't even use them.
No, I know what you're talking about. It doesn't sound crazy because a lot of tech products nowadays come in very, very beautiful boxes. Google, Samsung, Apple. It's
Yeah.
all this great design put into the box, and you only open it and throw it away. Or supposedly that's what you do. But no, that doesn't even sound crazy at all because that makes total sense.
Yeah. And there's a certain, like, this is possibly the biggest part, or some of the biggest part. There's a huge satisfaction to just the idea of the hunt to the people.
Yeah.
I personally hate that. I just want the figure, but so many
No,
people are all about the hunt.
It doesn't sound crazy because. Oh, wait, go for it. What, Dan? What was that?
Dan?
What?
Are you
I thought
killed?
you said something.
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
I
Well,
was,
yeah, just like
I
going
was-
into a store and
I
seeing
was
a rare
listening
pic.
to us live through the YouTube channel.
Yeah, no, I see it on here too. It's fantastic.
True.
Oh,
So, yeah, but going into a store and seeing like a rare figure and just the idea of that, there's like something that like physically triggers in the brain. Like, it's a huge addiction factor. And even online, just being able to secure a pre-order that sells out in minutes
right.
just is extremely satisfying to so many people.
Mhm.
And they like literally need it. Like, people all of a sudden like slowly tried to get them all, and now they're the type of people who will go on Reddit like 8 times a day, keeping up with it all day long, always on their minds, always going to stores and looking for them. Some people will stay up all night because there's rumors that a pre-order might open up that night.
Are you
Like-
speaking from experience here?
Yes.
There was a phase in my life where I went down that route, but
Yeah.
In my youth.
my youth. But
What about,
yeah.
what about you, Dan?
Yeah,
What
so there's several elements that forces people to get addicted, and there's also elements that escalate that addiction.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What about you, Dan? How do you see this? Because I mean, I still have very little experience in this addictive collecting
Fiasco.
bug that everyone seems to have got.
Yeah, it's a huge bug. The amiibo fever.
I don't know. Like, I mean, it's not like I want every amiibo figure, but I love having amiibos because they just look so great and pretty.
They do. The
Like
quality.
every time I look over at my like little shelf thing, I just see how amazing they look, and just I'm like, that collection right there is so beautiful looking. It just looks so cool.
Right?
Like it's like having trophies.
Yeah. Like there's so much value to them beyond even just the rarity factor.
Yeah.
Like they're really cool to look at, and it's also the sense of that many of these characters never have gotten official merchandise, or maybe never will. Xenoblade franchise, Earthbound franchise. This
Yeah.
is the first time you can ever get a figure of them, and probably ever will. So that's a huge deal.
Mhm.
And official Nintendo merchandise actually is very hard to come by. Like there's a million Pokemon and Mario toys, but beyond that, all the other franchises, there's almost nothing.
Yeah, you're not gonna find a lot of anything else.
Yeah, so the idea of finding a high quality, valuable product that is not that expensive until the eBay exclusive comes up because of the rarity is just very, very desirable.
Even some Zelda things are hard to find.
Yeah, right, right. Like Zelda merchandise, in terms of figures at least, and in terms of like statues, definitely harder. And I mean, there is, but like Sheik and like Zelda specifically, and like Ganondorf, not really. Like Link's clearly, but
It's not as much as like Mario.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
So that leaves me to the obvious question. Since we're talking about supply,
What
why
is
are there so many damn peaches? Really, like
Do you
what
know
is?
how many times I've asked that throughout my
I don't
last
actually. Do you have an estimate? I want
so here, wait 1 second.
it.
I'm about to go through with you the process of them thinking about supply and demand.
Go for it.
Hold on. Talk real quick.
Go
I'll be
for
back.
it. Yeah.
I'll be back. I gotta go check something.
What the? No, no, you. Yeah.
No, but yeah, the peaches. I tell you what. Do you know how many times I walked into a store and there's been nothing there? No amiibos. Out of the 30 amiibos that exist, more than that, there's no amiibos there on the shelves left except for Peach, and there's plenty of her.
Why does nobody like Peach?
What?
Why does nobody like Peach?
I don't know if it's nobody likes Peach or they're just like, let's make a million Peaches.
It can't be that. It cannot be that.
No, it's possible
anyway.
because think of it this way. There's not that many female characters in Smash, especially with the first few waves of the amiibos they went out. So maybe they're just like, this is the only girl one we'll have, so they're going to sell out like crazy. So let's make a ton of this to compensate. Even though they're stupid in doing that because most girls don't even like Peach either.
So wait a minute. Before Dan starts, are you insinuating video
That's just a theory, though. There's not.
sexist? That's what you're saying, isn't it?
No, I'm just saying there's not enough female characters in the gaming industry. But they try to compensate by maybe making more Peaches. But that's obviously speculation. It's not for sure. But it makes sense to me. It's possible.
Yeah.
Also, it could be that
actually sounds pretty reasonable to me, too.
It could be they just made the same amount and nobody likes her, but there's almost too many for that just to be the reason. Like, there's probably a little bit more to it. Because there's so many effing Peaches.
There really is. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm talking on my ass here. I've never been to a GameStop in like years.
No, like Target, Walmart, everywhere that sells amiibos.
I haven't seen these things.
Bunch of Peaches, nothing else, but all of the Peaches.
So Alright, Dan, so you have an exclusive for us?
Yeah.
I'm going to explain to you what's going on over at Nintendo.
Oh, I'd love to hear it.
Me too.
So you got the guys that are making amiibos, right? You got the head guy, and he's like, the guy under him's like, sir, Don't you think we should start making more amiibos? I mean, people are getting pretty mad. They can't really pre-order, and they're just been selling out everywhere. Guy up above him, the president's like, "You're fired." He's like, "All right, bring in another guy. Listen, people. The supply and demand is for Peach. People love Peach. They're buying them up like crazy. You know how many Peaches we sold and made? They don't care about these other characters. They have no idea who these other characters are. Who cares? They don't
Who cares?
Nobody knows the others.
No one cares about the others.
But sir, you're fired. Don't ever question me again.
Wait. No, they can't be that dumb. I have an alternate theory.
No, they are, because I was there and I got fired.
No, I'm not doubting your experience, Dan. I'm saying I don't think your boss believed necessarily that Peach was the only character anyone wanted. I have a feeling, a sneaking suspicion, Sarkeesian is to blame for this.
Who?
You don't know who I'm talking about?
Sarkeesian?
No idea.
Yeah, like Anita Sarkeesian, some feminist Yahoo, been ruining games forever since she started making a YouTube video and channel.
Oh, I might know who you're talking about.
Yeah, you know, the person that's like Feminist Frequency or whatever, that's her channel. And like, she basically started Gamergate. Like, she's the reason it started.
Did she cut people's heads off?
No, that's ISIS, Dan.
Oh. I was thinking ISIS for some reason.
They're both pretty terrible, let me say.
That's an interesting topic, too. We could do, like, almost a whole episode about...
We really could. I mean, I'm surprised you really don't know who I'm talking about. Do you not know who I'm talking about?
I know of a very popular feminist on YouTube. I'm not sure if it's the same one you're thinking of, though.
I mean, I would have said I knew who you were talking about if I knew who you were talking about.
Right. That's usually how it works, Dan. Actually, no, I was actually going to suggest we do an episode on that sometime in the near future, because...
Yeah, that would be...
Because you guys definitely know that my forte is not Nintendo, but it definitely is politics.
Oh, you know what we should do?
What's that?
We should go riot.
Okay. So
I'm thinking this is the plan.
Go for it.
We go burn down a bunch of GameStops and Best Buys. And
it's not Nintendo's fault. It's them Best Buy.
Yeah, no, you have to think like a mob now. Like, who's the closest person you can lash? No, Lucas, you have to think like a mob member. Who's the closest person you can lash out to?
And then the only way we'll make progress.
Then we see the president of the United States and the like secretary's like, Mr. President, we got a real problem on our hands. We have people rioting, going crazy over these amiibo figures from Japan. And the president's like, all right, let's nuke them.
Right. And then, like, after the 7th Fleet takes all of Japan, like, then we take the stockpile of leftover amiibos? Is that the plan?
We're going to blow up the entire Japan.
No, but where does getting amiibos come in?
Gives whole new meaning to the word amiibo-apocalypse.
We don't. We blow up Japan.
Oh, we're past the point of return of getting any more?
We are nuking Japan.
It's all ogre now.
The president's just going to push the red button. He's like, let me just give me the red button, I'm going to push it. Sir, that's a really bad idea. I really strongly suggest you don't. Why not?
Really?
I've been wanting to nuke them for years. This is a good reason.
Those dirty Japs. We did it once, we can do it again.
They're going to die this time.
They're all going to die.
They may
I
have
feel like Japanese people are going to hate this video.
That's kind of the point. I think
Japanese people are my favorite. They made anime and Nintendo. They're clearly God's gift to humanity.
But they also made Godzilla.
Not to mention, they gave us condom vending machines. So you might want to retake your stance there,
Japanese
buddy.
people are gonna hate us, but they're my favorite people. I'm gonna cry.
Well, they did make Toyota, so.
Oh, I hate Toyota, and I hate
So, like, out of all
Honda.
their accomplishments, the car is not. But I mean, I guess I'm not a car person.
I think the only Toyota that I disqualify as being a Toyota and therefore acceptable to buy is the Toyota Tundra. That truck is pretty close to indestructible. It's the small classic truck. You know what I'm talking. We're not even talking about video games anymore. What?
No one cares about cars.
No, that's a lie. I blew up a Toyota Tundra the other day.
Oh my god!
Really? Are you serious?
Like you nuke them.
Of course.
Here, give me a second. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we should we might have strayed a little bit from the topic.
No, we didn't. I'm pretty sure we're right on topic.
Right on topic.
I disagree.
Nope, I disagree. I would disagree to disagree.
No. I don't agree.
So anyway,
Mm-hmm.
the president's all like, "We're gonna nuke Japan,"
Oh my god.
and the Secretary of State's like, "Sir, I'm telling you, this is not a good idea. I can't let you do this. Are you back talking me? I am the president of this godforsaken country.
Godforsaken.
The best country in the world, and Japan needs to die."
Mm-hmm.
I would cry every day.
Do you know who the current president is? Because he's not Bush. He ain't George W. anymore, dude.
Was Bush all about them nukes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't
my
know.
bad. I was.
Well, I don't know. I don't look into politics.
Yeah, that's my forte, man.
Yeah.
Hey, I haven't even registered to vote.
What? Seriously?
Why? I mean, I didn't even. We're old enough to do that?
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Oh my god. Even Dan, who isn't registered, knows this.
I even know that Lucas is an idiot.
Oh my god. This is the worst thing on YouTube.
This is the greatest thing on YouTube. We're gonna blow up.
I agree.
Guys, we can vote. Does this mean we can drink too?
No, sir. No, sir. All right, and with that, I think that brings a close to the episode.
The conclusion of this episode is to light Best Buys on fire.
Yeah, we are inciting violence and arson, murder, and destruction of public and private property. Go out and do that.
Through fire too, though. It won't be as big of a message.
And nuke Japan.
Well, I mean, that's a personal appeal to the
Japan.
President of the United States. That's a little different. That's like, can you please do this, Mr. President?
No,
We're telling people right now to go into the streets and burn everything. That's a command.
We'll go break into the White House and burn it down until it blows up nukes.
Oh no, I'm not cool with that, man. I don't feel like getting shot today. Thanks.
No, if there's enough of us, we can make a wall. In charge.
Nathan, you need to sacrifice yourself for the good of mankind.
The greater good.
The greater good.
You know, in like World War Z, how the zombies would make like ants, and they would crawl up each other.
I didn't see that movie.
That's what we're gonna do.
All right. Well, on that bombshell, we're gonna end the episode. Goodbye, everybody. Please subscribe if you feel sorry for us.
Don't feel sorry for us. I feel sorry